In our hyper-connected world, every click, every login, and every transaction creates a digital footprint. We entrust our most sensitive information, our identities, our finances, our private conversations, to a vast, invisible network of systems. But what happens when those systems have cracks in their foundations? What happens when someone decides to exploit them? If you've ever worried about the security of your online life, you need to hear this, because in the shadows of the digital world, a constant battle is being waged. On one side, malicious actors seek to steal, disrupt, and destroy. On the other, a different kind of hacker is fighting back. They are the digital guardians, the security researchers, the penetration testers. They are ethical hackers. Their mission is simple, yet profound. Find the cracks before the bad guys do. They operate with permission, using the very same tools and techniques as their criminal counterparts, but for a noble purpose: to identify vulnerabilities and help organizations fortify their defenses. It's a controlled, methodical art of breaking things, not for chaos, but for resilience. Before we dive in, a critical disclaimer. The techniques discussed here are for educational purposes only. They should only ever be performed in controlled lab environments or with explicit written authorization. Unauthorized hacking is illegal and carries severe consequences. Our goal is to illuminate the methods used to protect us, not to enable malicious activity. So, how do they do it? How do these experts think like an attacker to make the digital world safer for everyone? We're about to pull back the curtain on 10 mind-blowing ethical hacking tricks that are used every day to test and secure the systems we all rely on. From the coffee shop Wi-Fi network to the complex infrastructure of global corporations, these are the secrets of the trade. Number 1. Wi-Fi security testing. That free public Wi-Fi at the airport or your favorite cafe seems like a convenience, but to an ethical hacker it's a potential goldmine of vulnerabilities. One of the first tests they run is a demonstration of Wi-Fi snooping. Using tools like Wireshark, they can capture the raw data, or packets, flying through the air on unencrypted networks. This can reveal which websites you're visiting and, in some cases, even the data you're sending. A more advanced trick is creating a rogue or evil twin access point. An ethical hacker sets up a fake Wi-Fi network with a convincing name, like Free Airport Cha Wi-Fi. When unsuspecting users connect, all their traffic is routed through the hacker's machine. This is called a man-in-the-middle attack, and it allows them to intercept, read, and even modify traffic in real time. By demonstrating these risks in a controlled setting, they show companies why guest networks need to be isolated and why employees must use a VPN, or virtual private network, to encrypt their connection. For you, the lesson is clear. Treat public Wi-Fi with extreme caution. Number 2. Phishing simulations. Over 90% of all cyber attacks begin with a phishing email. It's a simple but devastatingly effective tactic. To counter this, ethical hackers don't just tell people not to click suspicious links, they show them. They run sophisticated phishing simulations, crafting emails that look identical to legitimate ones from services like Microsoft 365, Google Workspace, or even internal company departments. These emails might create a sense of urgency, like, "Your account has been compromised, click here to reset your password immediately," or offer a tempting reward. The goal isn't to trick and shame employees. When an employee clicks the link and enters their credentials on the simulated fake login page, they aren't compromised. Instead, they're immediately redirected to a training page that explains the red flags they missed. The subtle misspelling in the sender's email address, the non-standard URL visible when hovering over the link, or the generic greeting. These controlled drills are one of the most effective ways to build a human firewall and train staff to become the first line of defense. Number 3. Password cracking demonstrations. We've all been told to use strong, unique passwords, but ethical hackers can show you exactly why. When a company's user database is breached, attackers rarely get your actual password. Instead, they get a hash, a long string of characters that is the result of a one-way cryptographic function. The trick is that the same password always produces the same hash. Ethical hackers use this to their advantage in a controlled test. They take a company's list of password hashes and run them through powerful cracking tools like Hashcat or John the Ripper. These tools don't try to reverse the hash. They take massive lists of common passwords, dictionary words, and previously breached credentials, hash them, and see if they find a match. Bolstered by the immense power of modern GPUs, these rigs can make billions or even trillions of guesses per second. This demonstration powerfully reveals the dangers of using simple, guessable passwords like password 123, or reusing the same password across multiple sites. The results help enforce policies that require longer passphrases, mandate the use of password managers, and prove the absolute necessity of our next point. Number 7. Bypassing and testing multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication, or MFA, is one of the single most effective security controls you can enable. It requires you to provide a second piece of evidence, something you have, like your phone, or something you are, like your fingerprint, in addition to your password. This stops most password-based attacks dead in their tracks. But ethical hackers know that not all MFA is created equal. They test for weaknesses. For example, a method that sends a one-time code via SMS can be vulnerable to SIM swapping attacks. A more common test involves MFA fatigue, where an attacker who has a stolen password repeatedly spams the user with push notification requests, hoping they'll accidentally approve one just to make the notification stop. By demonstrating these bypass techniques, ethical hackers push organizations to adopt stronger, phishing-resistant forms of MFA, like those based on the FIDO2 standard, which uses physical security keys. This ensures that even if a password is stolen, an account remains secure. Number 4. Social engineering engagements. Technology is only one part of the security puzzle. Often, the easiest way into a network isn't through a firewall, but through a person. This is social engineering, and it proves that humans can be the weakest link. With proper authorization, an ethical hacker might perform a vishing or voice phishing attack, calling an employee while pretending to be from the IT help desk. They'll use a convincing pretext like, "We're performing a system upgrade and need you to confirm your credentials." Another classic test is a physical penetration test, where they might attempt to tailgate or follow an authorized employee through a secure door. They might even drop USB drives labeled executive salaries in the parking lot to see if curious employees will pick them up and plug them into their work computers. These exercises are not about deception for its own sake. They are powerful, practical demonstrations that highlight the need for a culture of security, where employees feel empowered to verify requests, question strangers, and report suspicious activity without fear of reprisal. Number 5. Bug bounty programs. What if you could harness the power of thousands of ethical hackers from around the globe to find vulnerabilities in your systems? That's the idea behind bug bounty programs. Companies like Google, Apple, and even the Department of Defense invite security researchers to legally hack their applications and services within a defined scope. When a researcher finds a valid, previously unknown vulnerability, a bug, they report it privately to the company through a process called responsible disclosure. In return for their work, the company rewards them with recognition and a cash payment, or bounty, which can range from a few hundred to hundreds of thousands of dollars for critical flaws. This creates a win-win scenario. Researchers are incentivized to use their skills for good, and companies get a continuous stream of security feedback from a diverse pool of talent, allowing them to fix flaws before they can be exploited by criminals. Number 6. Network segmentation testing. Once an attacker gains a foothold in a network, their next goal is to move laterally to find valuable data. Ethical hackers test for this by simulating a breach on a low-value machine, like a workstation, in the marketing department, and then attempting to access critical systems, like the financial servers in accounting. A successful test demonstrates a flat, unsegmented network, where everything is connected to everything else. The fix is network segmentation. This involves dividing the network into smaller, isolated zones, like virtual moats around different departments or data types. Firewalls are placed between these zones, enforcing a least privilege principle, meaning a user or system can only access the absolute minimum resources necessary for its function. This drastically limits the blast radius of an attack. If one segment is compromised, the barriers prevent the attacker from easily spreading across the entire organization, turning a potential catastrophe into a contained incident. Number 8. Continuous monitoring and threat hunting. You can't defend against what you can't see. That's why one of the most crucial defensive strategies is continuous monitoring. Ethical hackers, particularly those on blue teams, the defenders, use sophisticated platforms like SIEM, security information and event management, to collect and analyze log data from every corner of the network in real time. These systems are tuned to detect anomalies. Is a user suddenly logging in from a new country at 3 a.m.? Is a server suddenly trying to communicate with a known malicious IP address? These events trigger alerts that are investigated by security analysts. But ethical hackers also engage in proactive threat hunting. They don't wait for an alert. They form a hypothesis like, what if an attacker is using DNS tunneling to exfiltrate data, and then dive into the data to search for evidence of that specific technique? This proactive stance helps catch stealthy attackers who might otherwise go undetected for months. Number 9. Building safe exploit labs. A common question is, where do ethical hackers practice these skills and test these exploits? The answer is in a safe, isolated lab environment, often called a sandbox. This is a virtual playground completely disconnected from the live production network. Using virtualization software, like VMware or VirtualBox, a researcher can create a network of virtual machines running vulnerable operating systems and applications. Here, they can safely launch exploits, study malware behavior, and practice their techniques without any risk of real-world harm. If a machine is destroyed or rendered unusable during a test, it can be instantly reverted to a clean snapshot. These labs are essential not only for training and research, but also for testing security patches before they are deployed company-wide, ensuring a fix for one problem doesn't accidentally create another. And finally, number 10. Security awareness training. All the technology in the world can't protect an organization if its people aren't security conscious. This is where the final and perhaps most important ethical hacking trick comes into play, transforming the entire workforce into a security asset. Modern awareness training goes far beyond boring annual presentations. It involves continuous, engaging, and practical education. This includes gamified quizzes, interactive micro-lessons on topics like creating strong passphrases, and, as we've seen, regular phishing simulations. The goal is to build a robust security culture. It's about creating an environment where reporting a suspicious email is celebrated, where asking for verification is standard practice, and where every single employee understands their personal role in the collective defense of the organization. From Wi-Fi snooping to building a human firewall, these 10 tricks are just a glimpse into the world of ethical hacking. It's a field built on a foundation of curiosity, problem-solving, and a deep-seated desire to protect. By thinking like an adversary, these professionals identify weaknesses and build stronger, more resilient systems for all of us. They are the reason companies can patch flaws before your data is stolen, the reason your bank account is secure, and the reason the internet is a safer place to be. The key takeaway is this: security is a process of continuous learning and improvement for individuals and organizations alike. Always learn responsibly, always act legally, and always strive to protect yourself and others. Ethical hacking isn't just about breaking things, it's about making them unbreakable. Subscribe for more tech secrets and cybersecurity tips.